A very fast developing science in our global Jewish community is the psychology of fundraising. In a technologically advanced world, we've moved on from the days in which people come around knocking on people's doors, soliciting money for stocker, into a world of mega crowdfunding campaigns, gigantic concerts and lavish dinners, all to solicit people to reach into their pockets and give good Yiddish Geld. Now, every successful fundraiser knows that if you want to make big money for your institution, you have to have something that makes the donor feel connected to the cause. Give someone a nice, beautiful box of chocolates and he'll give a nice donation in return, but give him a plaque on the wall on which his name is mentioned and the name of all his ancestors dating all the way back to Yetzias Mitzrayim, and you're likely to make your institution a lifelong friend who will last until the final redemption. The psychology is straightforward. When a person feels connected to something, he gives easily, but if he doesn't feel connected, it takes more to get him to give. In this week's Hedra, HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells the Bnei Yisrael to build a Mishkan, and he says, "Me'ez kol ish asher yidvenu libo tikchu es trumosi." From every person whose heart is willing to give, tikchu es trumosi, you should take the donation. This word, Nedivus Halev, is a word that's repeated so many times in the next 5 Parshas. What is Nedivus Halev, willingness of the heart? Why is it so important to build the Mishkan? To answer this, we have to look at the list of things that were required in order to build the Mishkan. The Torah details what was needed: gold, silver, copper, precious threads of different colors. And then finally, at the end of a long list, the Torah tells us precious stones with which the shoulder plates and the breastplates of the Kohen Gadol were made. Now, according to the value of the precious stones, you would have imagined that these precious stones, diamond, sapphire, ruby, emerald, would be put at the beginning of the list because they're far more valuable than the other things. And yet the Torah says them at the end. The answer, says the Or HaChaim, is very profound. The Medrash tells us that these stones came to the ones who donated it to the Nasiim, the princes, in a miraculous way. Clouds above came over the Midbar and dropped these stones into the possession of the princes, who then went and donated these stones to build the Mishkan. And so there was no toil, there was no hard work required to acquire these stones. Therefore, when Nasiim gave these stones, although they were very valuable, there was no Nedivus Halev, there was no sacrifice, there was no willingness of heart. But to part with something that you worked hard to get, that you toiled and sweated to get, and then to go and give it to someone else, that's a real challenge. And when a person does that, he dedicates himself to the thing. He sacrifices part of himself. There's real Nedivus Halev. There's real willingness of heart. To build an edifice for the Shechina, to build a structure of Kedusha, one needs to have Nedivus Halev, because Devorim hayotzim min halev nichnosim halev. Things that come from the heart go towards the heart, and then a structure is built. HaKadosh Baruch Hu reminds us over and over again, it's not about the value of the thing that we give, but it's about the willingness to give. It's about the sacrifice we make when we give, and it's that contributes towards building a real structure of Kedusha for Hashem.